Here we are at the LSAT prep page of lawhub.lsac.org. We have selected the drill sets, and for this video, we are going to go to the final logical reasoning drill set number 14. We're going to click on it. We're going to hit new drill set. And as it loads, we're going to go ahead and click go to questions. You can see that there is a timer here. I generally, for most drill sets, do like turning that off, but you can leave it on. It's going to track the time whether or not you see it. But as is always the case, and you may have seen in some of our other videos for logical reasoning, we're going to select a highlight tool first, and we're going to read the question stem and identify and mark what the task is. Number one reads, which one of the following is an assumption that is required by the researcher's argument? We can just highlight assumption that is required or just the word assumption and know that we're going to read the researcher's statements. We're going to then, after reading those statements in full, highlight just the conclusion for the researcher's argument, and then we're going to try to mentally predict what might be necessary in order to believe that conclusion. Thank you for watching this LSAT explanation video of an official practice problem over at lawhub.lsac.org. If you're enjoying the explanation, please consider becoming a MyGuru member to get early and exclusive access to additional explanation problems to help you on your LSAT journey. You can also like the video and subscribe to become notified when additional practice explanation videos are produced by MyGuru. But for now, let's get back to this explanation. From the top, the researcher states, electronic pingers emit a sound that repels dolphins. Attaching such pingers to fishing nets, thus ensuring that dolphins do not become entangled in the nets, will help solve the conflict between the safety of dolphins and the needs of commercial fishing operations. So I'm going to highlight this final statement, which is the conclusion, that attaching pingers to fishing nets will help solve the conflict between the safety of dolphins and the needs of commercial fishing operations. So I need to just mentally have it as a prediction that this plan is going to work. So we need to find an answer choice that must be true in order to believe that this plan to attach pingers that make a sound that keeps away dolphins will help solve the conflict between dolphin safety and the needs of commercial fishermen. So starting with choice A, with the highlight tool still ready to go and mark reasons to eliminate when we identify them, choice A says the pingers do not repel the fish that commercial fishing operations are trying to catch. Well, what does a commercial fishing operation do? It tries to catch fish. And while it may be a little bit difficult to recognize immediately through kind of the double negative phrasing of the answer choice, we should recognize that this is at least very relevant to what's happening with the commercial fishermen. So we'll hold on to A at the very least. If you can recognize that this is the necessary assumption, you probably can go a little bit more quickly than we will for the rest of this video. So continuing on to choice B, commercial fishing is most common in areas of the sea where the dolphin population is large. Okay, so it's most common, and we're talking about the dolphin population. So again, maybe I hold on to choice B, but again, if we're thinking about most common, we don't really care where it's most common. So again, for the purposes of this video, we'll keep B so we can use one more tool at the very end of our evaluation. But moving on to choice C, the pingers have no adverse effects on other mammals in the vicinity of the nets. Other mammals were only concerned with the safety of dolphins, so goodbye to choice C, hopefully almost immediately, for that newly introduced variable of other mammals. Then choice D, dolphins are the only animals inadvertently caught in the nets of commercial fishing operations. Well, again, just as we didn't care about other mammals, we don't care about whether dolphins are the only animals that are caught in these commercial fishing operation nets, because we're only concerned with, in the conclusion, with the safety of the dolphins versus the needs of the commercial fishermen. So goodbye to choice D. And then choice E, electronic pingers are the most effective way to warn dolphins of the presence of the nets. Again, we don't need these to be the absolutely most effective way. Maybe there's like a scent that you could put on it. It has no effect on this plan specifically whether or not it is the absolute most effective way to warn the dolphins. So again, when we're dealing with assumption tasks in particular, if you're down to 2, as we are here in choices with choices A and B for question 1, you can apply something known as the negation test. So what we're going to do is just consider these answer choices as the opposite by just adding or removing the word not from the main verb. So if we consider choice B, we'll just highlight this is most common and just think of it as inserting the word not. If we said commercial fishing is not most common in areas of the sea where the dolphin population is large, we go, okay, what does that do to our argument? Doesn't really do anything. I mean, when we negate choice B and insert that word not, it has no real effect on the conclusion at all, proving that the assumption or this statement in the affirmative is not a required assumption. However, if we go to choice A and just highlight the word not in choice A's main verb and remove that and consider the impact on the conclusion, if the pingers do repel the fish that commercial fishing operations are trying to catch, well, then this plan is not going to solve the conflict because we've made it so that the commercial fishermen are not going to want to use these pingers. So choice A is absolutely the necessary assumption, because when we apply the negation test, whereby saying the opposite were true, we no longer believe the validity of the plan's recommendation at all. Of course, on your own, if you were able to identify A as a necessary assumption without the negation test, that is certainly the path to a little bit more efficiency as you continue your own logical reasoning practice problems in the future.